Hello and welcome to the Lis Experiment YouTube channel. This is the channel where I record field notes from my journey towards architecting my best life, and I'm recording today from Almada, Portugal, which is the city that's across the Tagus River from Lisbon, Portugal. Um, and gosh, what am I doing here this week? So I'm basically exploring another neighborhood with my friend Carol, and so she can gather more information for the retreats she's putting on in October. I'm meeting up with friends, believe it or not. I have friends in Portugal. I'm part of an online collective called the Nomadtopia Collective, and one of the women that's part of the same collective lives here. So Carol and I met on that collective, and we met up with our friend who's also there for lunch yesterday, and hopefully dinner tonight. If you are at all interested in becoming location independent, or if you are already location independent, the collective is an awesome resource. So I'll provide a link to the show in the show description area. So I'm doing that. I'm coming down from client work, which is amazing. I feel like I've been blessed enough to have client work for pretty much the majority of my journey. Um, but it's nice to kind of have a breather. However, in that breather, I'm also working with my business partner, Diana, to put together our website for our new business. So it's kind of a breather, but kind of not. So let's get into what did I learn this week. I learned that it is my 1 year anniversary of true location independence, at least in my book, on June 2nd, and I'm recording to you on May 30th. So next week, it'll be 1 year. I started the Lis Experiment to see if I could basically live without a permanent address, if I could explore other people's lives and other kind of situations and learn more about myself, if I could kind of save money and just pet sit and house sit around the world, and it's working. I never really thought about what making it a year. It's not that I didn't think I would make it a year. It's just I was so into just trying to do this that it never occurred to me that, oh, hey, you can actually be successful and what will that look like? And so um, that's something I learned this week. And it's something I'm working on. I know we usually talk about what I'm working on next, but it is something I'm working on kind of owning and internalizing. So, quick aside, by the way, you may be wondering what it is that's behind me. This is actually the headstand or headboard. Headstand is what I was doing in yoga, or falling out of yoga today. This is, so I'm in this Airbnb. I'll provide a link in the description just so you guys can see it. And he does it's like all vintage furniture, which is like somehow huge here, which is cool. But so this is some sort of vintage weird bed head thing. But it looked really cool, so I sat in front of it. On to the rest of the show. What else did I learn this week? I learned that I love, love, love local neighborhoods. So Almada is much more working class, kind of day to day, much less touristy than Lisbon or a city like Lisbon, and I love that vibe. There's a butcher, there's several butchers, and small grocers, and that kind of close community knit feel, like we're all in this together. I just really enjoy. So I learned, or maybe remembered, that. I learned about something called the Impact Hub, which is an entrepreneur space for business people or people who have an idea to start a business that's going to have some sort of impact on the world and on the globe. And they had a free co-working day there this week, and I just fell in love with that place. So I'll provide a link if you're interested in that. I would read up on it. It's just an amazing resource. And lastly, I learned that my middle brother, is having surgery on his shoulder in the next couple of weeks. He has frozen shoulder, which he believes he contracted through, or it developed through him having diabetes. So, yeah, that was a big piece of news. And that actually goes into one of the major things that I'm working on this week, which is, as I go along this journey, I'm doing certain things, a lot of things, and you've been watching and you know kind of how it's going. This week I really worked on, like, for example, coming down from client work, going to the beach in Cascais, which I'll provide a video. Well, I did a video just of me on the beach. It's super quick, but I'll link to that in the description. But doing all of these kind of self-help or self-reflective works, and really looking at myself and my world and trying to make it better and make myself better. And I believe that all comes back to is trying to help others be better. And so um, that's as when my brother told me about his condition, about the shoulder issue and having to have surgery, I started to react much differently than I would have in the past. In the past, I would have kind of glossed over it and tried to, or just not really ignored it, but not really delve into it. But instead, I wanted to learn more about it, be compassionate, be more understanding, and that came from a very genuine place. And I look at that as a direct result of the work that I'm doing along this journey. Um, so, along with that, I also am really starting to finally, after 30 years, uh, connect with the fact that he's a very, very real illness. And it's something he's had to deal with for 30 years of his life. And it's scary. Uh, and it could, it could affect anything at any time. And putting myself in his shoes and starting to seep into that and really trying to understand that better is something I'm definitely going to be working on this week, but also just going forward with anybody that I love and want to be closer with. Um, and I think lastly, the only other thing I'm working on is this underlying vibe of doing me, choosing me, and self acceptance so that I can, like I said, do the things that I want, which is create even better friendships and connections and a better connection to life. So that's what's happening this week here in Almada. Next week, if you can believe it, I'm going to I will be recording back from the States. I'll probably be in either New Jersey or Connecticut. I can't believe that my 6 week stint here in Europe is already over. I'm very sad about it, but I'm super excited to make my way back later this summer. So more on that to come. If you have anything to share about your own experience of anything I talked about, please, please, please leave a comment. I would love to hear from you. I want to hear more about what other people are thinking and doing and wanting to hear about. If you have other requests or anything like that about what I'm doing, let me know. If you if you just want to stay up to date, don't forget to subscribe. And until next time, thanks for watching.